Kami naman. Okay. Hello, hello, and good morning po sa lahat. Ayan. Bakit kaya ganito? Adjust ko lang yung aking camera. Parang merong nakaharang. Ayun. Okay. Kailangan pala forward ng konti. Doon sa kanyang handle. Ayan. So, hello everybody and thank God it's Friday. Ayan. Nagtaka ako. Friday na pala ngayon. Kahapon pala Thursday. Tapos nung isang araw Wednesday. Ayan. So, pardon my hair po. Medyo, ano siya, parang hindi niligo. Talagang hindi ko po niligo yan dahil tomorrow, I will have my hair done by my kapatid, no? Sa J&J Salon, please book your appointment, no? It is owned by Jerome Tugade and myself, kaya J&J, Jerome and Jennifer. Maliit lang po yung salon namin, pero we make sure that all of you are well taken care of, no? Yung inyong mga hair, no? Because we know that our hair is the crowning glory. Ayan. So, pardon also, no? Yung medyo parang may wheezing sound dito sa background kasi yun yung aircon ko po dito sa office. Narinig ko yung replay nitong aking live stream, parang merong ganun. So, that's because of the aircon po. And also, I am uploading this live stream sa aking YouTube channel, which is Lady Boss GBA. Yung link po ay nasa description nitong ating live stream so that you can access lahat ng mga YouTube video na aking pong ginawa, mga video tutorials. Ayan. So, kanina gustong mag-appear ni Jaco dito sa camera, kaya lang, ewan ko, baka, Jaco, you want to appear here? Jaco! Jaco! Uy! You want to come here? Come here! Come here! Halika. Papakilala ko po sa inyo yung bodyguard ko. Ika, come. Yeah. Let's go. Ayan. Alright. Ito po yung aking bodyguard. Ayan. Say, hello everybody. Everybody, hello. Come on. Hello everybody. Mahihain po siya sa camera. Ayan. Pero pag walang camera, kung makapaglambing ito, wagas. Ayan. Siya po si Jaco. Ang aking, magto 2 years old na siya sa August 16. Ayan. Sabi ni Tita Dalia, wag ka daw shy, Jaco. Sabi mo, Tita Dalia, wala na po akong corned beef. At saka, ayaw na akong pakainin ng kanin, tumataba daw po ako. Ay, ito naman. Hindi naman kita pinapahiya, sinasabi ko lang yung totoo. Oo. Yan. Oo na. So, ayaw na niya masyado sa puppy food. So, ang ginagawa ko, nilalagyan ko ng combination ng konting kanin lang, tapos ulam, tapos ayaw niya ng puppy food. Gusto niya cat food. Ew! Cat food. Ayan. Kakahila. Tsaba-tsaba mo na daw. Uy, nahiyon bigla. Nagtsaba-tsaba ka na? Magtsaba na yung baby? Dali. Sabi mo, hello everybody! Doon po sa channel ng mami ko, meron akong mga videos. Madali. Promote mo naman yung playlist mo. May playlist po si Jaco, the VA Shih Tzu. Ayan. Kailangan mo na naman ng kailangan na naman po niya ng grooming kasi kumakapal na naman yung niya, balahibo. Ayan. Ayan. So, doon ka na. Mamaya, kakain tayo bopis. Ulam po namin ay bopis. Ayan. niluto ni Mami kanina lang. Maaga po kami nagluluto kasi nga, kumbaga parang preparation na, parang brunch na para sa mga bata, no, at saka sa amin. So, going back doon sa ating kahapon na diniscuss, yung topic about email management, no, itutuloy ko lang po siya para sa ganon, makita po ninyo lahat ng mga kailangan i-take into consideration and also bakit kailangan ang email management sa mga companies, sa mga executives, sa mga busy na mga entrepreneurs, no? And bakit importante rin na meron silang PA. Ayan. So, hihinga muna po ako ng malalim. Ayan. Patalastas, malapit na pong maubos ang aking cranberry pomegranate na juice. Ayan. Lagi po akong umiinom nito everyday para sa ating health. Ayan. Ayan. Maganda na yung health conscious. Tsaka, minsan maganda rin yung yung masyado kang conscious, no, sa health. Para sa ganun, hindi ka magkasakit. Lalo na ngayon, tag-ulan po. So, ang mga si Wendell, medyo may sipon-sipon si Wendell today. Kaya, ayun. So, na natin. Set ko lang itong aking isang laptop. Ayan. Ayan. Set ko lang siya. Ayan. Maraming salamat po, no, sa lahat ng nanonood sa akin. I think nagkakaroon ng on and off yung aking connection because of slow connection, sabi niya pag nakikita ko. Hindi ko alam kung bakit, pero baka mamaya kailangan i-restart yung aming modem. Papa-check ko na lang sa aking anak. Yan, mamaya pagising niya. So, lumalaki kasi dahil binata. So, papa-check ko na lang sa kanya mamaya. Alright. So, going back to the benefits of effective email management, no, gaya nga nung 4 na punto na diniscuss ko kahapon is, it increases productivity kapag ang client kasi ay nakafocus lang dun sa core task nila without being overwhelmed by a cluttered inbox. Okay? Tapos, less stress din siya at the same time kasi nga mayroon siyang well-organized na email system. Kapag kasi sabog, gaya nga sinabi ko, pag sabog ang inbox, sabog din ang ulo natin. Okay? So, it also enhances professionalism, no? Kapag timely and professional yung mga reply sa mga emails ng mga customers or mga clients, no? Nakaka-boost yun ng professionalism ng isang tao. And then, also, it improves time management, no? Pag efficiently yung mga emails are being handled, it frees up time, no, para sa mga importanteng activities. Sometimes kasi kapag wala tayong proper time management, we tend to omit some, halimbawa yung mga schedules na talagang kinakailangan, no, na o-omit natin kung minsan. So, in that, no, meron akong isang blog, no, about time management that has some pointers, no, or even using tools in order to manage your time efficiently. Ayan. So, we have some real life examples, no. Halimbawa, yung small business owner, no, ang situation kasi niya, nakaka-receive siya ng mga maraming email araw-araw. So, that is including client inquiries, mga vendor communications, at saka mga promotional offers. So, ang role ng isang BA doon is i-organize niya yung email na yon into relevant folders tapos magsiset up siya ng mga filter para ma-sort out sila automatically para hindi na siya isa-isa kumbaga isa-isa babasahin, no? And then, pwede siyang mag-draft ng mga reply responses, no? para sa mga common inquiries like say for example, introduction of the business, no? The small business, ano yung small business, ano yung mission vision ng small business, and then ano yung contact, no? Details, and perhaps pati price lists, no? And then also ang role din ng isang VA is to unsubscribe yung ano na yon, yung business owner na yon doon sa mga hindi na necessary mga promotional emails. Like, pag may pinasok ang email, tapos, I mean, website, tapos nilagay mo yung email address mo doon, normally, makaka-receive ka ng mga tinatawag na newsletters or mga promotional emails galing sa kanila. So, pag merong VA, ang isang business owner, nakakapag-focus siya more on growing his or her business without being, kumbaga parang napapako, no, sa kanyang mga emails. And then, kapag naman ang client mo is it's an executive, CEO, CIO ng mga malalaking corporation, no, ito kasing mga taong ito, kailangan nila na maging on top of critical communications while traveling frequently. As we all know, mga executives, they fly from one place to another palagi yan, no? Mga ano yan, mga out of town, out of country, na mga traveling. So they need a VA, no? Para ma-prioritize ng VA yung mga key contacts nila. Say for example, kapag merong nag-email sa kanila about a new project, no? And then, mga schedules ng mga meetings at saka mga reminders para sa mga important follow-ups na kailangan gawin ng isang VA. Okay? So, dito, kapag meron kang VA, it ensures that the executive remains informed, no? And responsive despite yung kanyang hectic schedule. Para itong yung VA role dito, para siyang personal assistant, kaya lang nasa ibang bansa siya. No? Wala siya sa office, no? So using some tools, no, both of them can get connected or can get kumbaga parang updated, both of them, no? Yun yung mga bagay na pwede nating i-contribute as a VA doon sa mga executives. And then yung isang example naman is mga freelancers. Okay? Ang mga freelancers kasi, meron silang, nagmamanage sila ng mga multiple projects. And nakaka-receive yan definitely ng maraming mga email which is related to the project they are working on from different clients. Whatever is their niche. So, halimbawa, like a few months ago, I was with this group. It's called Mastermind Masterclass of Matt Birstig, no? Bali, ang pinag-aaralan namin doon is all about SEO, how to go about with Google, no? And what are the tips that we can maximize the use of Google for our clients. So, mostly, dun sa mga kasama ko, dun sa group na yon, although merong edad sila, no? I think yung iba may 70, pero, very sharp sila, no? Ito yung mga retirees sa Amerika na ayaw, not only America, meron sa Canada, meron din, yung isa, hindi siya, Germany yata. So, nandun kami sa group na yon, and I was so, kumbaga parang, proud na proud ako nung sabihin nung isa na freelancer na he's hiring VAs from the Philippines. Kasi sabi niya, yung mga Filipinos kasi, the Filipino people, they are very good in following up, and they are very good in making a system, setting up a system, sabi niya ganyan. And it really helps me a lot. Especially siya, meron siyang mahigit ng 100 na clients, no? Which, ang ginagawa niya is, he do things for his clients na kung minsan redundant siya. So, yun yung pinapasa niyang trabaho dun sa kanyang mga VAs. So, yung role ng isang VA is, doon sa freelancer na yon is to help the freelancer organize his email by project. Okay. when we say project, it means, say for example, kami, we are into property management. So, isang project yon. And then we have website development. So, isang project yon. And then from that project, meron kaming mga ginagawang mga templates in order to quickly reply to common queries ng aming mga clients. And we do like in the ClickUp task. Meron kaming ClickUp task. Tapos, dun sa ClickUp task na yon, nandoon yung mga set of procedures na ginagawa namin in which kapag ang isang client wanted to get our services as their marketing, real estate marketing, no? Kami, real estate marketing kami, but we don't do sales. So, paano nangyari yun, no? Why you don't do sales? We market them, okay? So, kumbaga, we are doing things in their Google websites, in kumbaga parang to put it in layman's term, we are the people behind putting our client on top of the Google list. Okay? So, doon sa mga ibang tutorials ko, in-explain ko doon very detailed kung ano-ano yung mga ways that we are doing in order to put our clients on top of Google. Okay? Pero pinahapyawan ko lang kasi baka mamaya hindi pwedeng ituro no ng kumbaga detailed talaga. But I can teach here and there people on how to do it, no? So anyhow, isa 'yun sa mga ginagawa ng isang VA, no? And then also mini-maintain nila na organized yung system para makatrack ng deadlines. Just a few minutes ago before I came online, I have to do my kumbaga ClickUp task, which is posting and enabling ads in Microsoft Bing. So, kailangan kong tapusin yun. It's like mga 50 sila posting them and then enabling them, no? Kasi every time that we run an ad, we pay. So, kailangan, doon sa date na sinabing i-post mo siya, kailangan nakapost siya, no matter what time is it. So, pag nilagay doon, or automatic kasi yung ClickUp task na merong certain time, sinet up ng, ng boss ko yon to automatically appear, no? Para sa ganun, ako naman, gagawin ko siya, okay, on my end. Ayan. So, that's it for the benefits, no, ng pagkakaroon ng isang VA. Now, we go to bakit pa importante ang email management? There are several email issues. The common email issues na meron tayo, no, is, number one is inbox overload. Ang ibig sabihin nito is there are excessive number of emails, no, na nagpa-pile up doon sa inbox, making it so difficult to find important messages. Nung hindi ko pa po inayos or inorganize yung aking email, talagang pag may hinanap sa akin yung boss ko, like, Jenny, do you remember this task I asked you to do, blah, blah, ganon. So, ang tagal kong hinahanap yung email. Ngayon pala, 5 years ago pa yun nung pinagawa niya sa akin. Okay? So, what I did is, one day, hindi ko na, chinarge ako nila yung araw ko na yun. Kumbaga, one Saturday, I think, I sat on my computer, I went to my email inbox. Ang email inbox ko right now, I have like 10,000 emails. Yes, shout out sa aking pinakamamahal na sister Malu. Yan, Malu Maray. Yan, ang aking kumaray in the future. Okay. Yeah, shout out my dear. Wala na ako probiotics. Baka dadaan ako dyan either tomorrow or Sunday, no? Ihanda mo yung aking 1 liter na strawberry probiotic. Ayun. So, yes, I am taking Equilibrium probiotics, which is helping me, cope up. Kasi nga, although my time of working is during the daytime, I choose my own time pace. Kumbaga, time pace. Hindi ako evening or graveyard shift. Like right now, I just took a break from working. Nag-work ako starting 6 a.m. And then, nag-break ako ng 9 o'clock. And then, after 9 o'clock, after I finished my live streaming, then, back to work na naman ako at 10 o'clock. So, may naka-line up na ako ng mga gagawin, client onboarding, and some PPC ad labs na kailangan kong i-generate yung mga market list ng bawat competitors. Ayan. So, going back to the common issues, yung impact kasi ng overloading na inbox is, yun nga, yung nakakabawas ng productivity, hindi lang doon sa iyong client, but also to you, no? So, I spent like one whole day just going through all my emails, no? And then, sinet ko yung folders, created folders, I created filters, no? So, it took me one whole day just to do that. Pero one time ko lang ginawa yon, and then, after that, automatic na pumupunta yung mga emails going to their, kumbaga, assigned na labels, assigned filters, no? So, now, isa pa sa impact ng inbox overload is that na-overlook natin yung mga importanteng mga emails, no? Mga messages, no? And then, nagkakaroon ng mga nami-miss tayo ng mga emails to reply. Tapos pala, yun pala yung magbibigay sa atin ng 10 million na project, no? So, yeah, it's stressful sometimes, no? It's overwhelming kapag malaki na masyado yung volume ng ating inbox. And then the second common email issue is poor email organization. Ito yung wala kang structured system, no? For sorting the emails and categorizing the emails. So, ang hirap yung kumbaga parang hanapin yung mga emails na kailangan, kumbaga may mga critical ones na mga emails. So, nahihirapan tayo at yung ating client. And then, it also takes time, no, to do a search. Kasi kahit na merong si Gmail, because we are using Gmail, pero siyang search doon, kapag tinype mo, like say for example, yung name lang ng client mo, no, tinype mo yon or the subject, pag marami yung subject na ganon, lalabas sa'yo minsan 1,000 o kaya 500. So, iisa-isahin yon. Okay? And then, sometimes, it leads to confusion. Okay? Kakaroon ka ng mga mistakes at saka mga miscommunication kapag meron kang poor email organization. Number 3 is inefficient email filtering. Ibig sabihin nito, there are, ginawa ko nga nung isa, sabi ko, pinilter ko siya, nilagay ko lang click up task. So, lahat ng click up task, pumunta lahat doon. So, hindi ko nakita na yung mga importante na client onboarding na punta din doon sa folder na yon or sa folder na yon. So, I have to go back and redo my filtering and sorting, no? Kasi automatic pupunta doon pag nakita ni Gmail yung yung keyword na ginamit mo. So, ngayon, nung nakita ko na I have like 456 na or 400 something na, sabi ko, ang dami ng ko sa ClickUp, sabi ko gano'n sa folder. So, nung tinignan ko, ako po, sabi ko, so I have to, kahit ClickUp task siya, I have to, kumbaga, i-subfolder pa siya or i-subcategorize pa siya into client onboarding, into enabling Bing ads, or adding and removing zip codes, yung mga ganon. So, kapag alam mo na kung ano yung mga task na ginagawa mo for your client, you can do that on your email. And it will be easier kasi alam mo kung alin yung priority sa task and alin yung less priority. Okay? And then, also, isa sa common issues din is yung overuse of CC and BCC. Okay? CC means carbon copy and BCC means blind carbon copy. So, may mga, ito yung ang ibig sabihin nito, yung mga emails that are unnecessarily copied to multiple recipients. No? So, ang impact nito niya, nakakaroon ng information overload. So, yung mga recipient, they receive emails that is irrelevant to them. Okay? And then, there is a decrease in focus, no? Dahil yung mga importanteng email ay natatabunan. Tapos, yung mga non-essential ang mga nandun sa taas. And also, the recipient spent time sorting through unnecessary emails. So, yun yung isa na kailangan din nating tingnan. And then, number 5 is unsubscribe and spam emails. So, ito yung inbox mo, napupuno ng mga spam, no? Saan nanggagaling yung mga spam? Kapag ikaw ay nag-visit sa isang website and then in-enter mo yung email address mo kasi sabi niya para makapasok ka dun sa dun sa website na yon or ma-access mo kung whatever information is there, you have to enter your email. So as soon as you enter your email, that's where the spam goes, no? And then ito yung mga irrelevant din na mga promotional emails. Sa virtual world, okay, meron yung tinatawag na cold emails. And sometimes, sa Facebook, once you enter your email on your description, nandun yan sa data storage nila or what we call database. Okay? And then, say for example, merong isang lead generation specialist or analyst, no? Yung isa sa mga ginagawa namin is we can go to a certain person. Pag nandoon nakalagay yung kanyang email, they get that and then they put it on their database. And so they use that to promote whatever services or whatever products they have. Say for example, in Lazada, Lazada and Shopee, they have all our emails, especially if we use email in logging in to this mga companies o mga apps. Okay? Temu also does that, no? And also, kung mapapansin niyo, basta na lang kayo may nare-receive na email or text from different companies. Say for example, sa Maya, ayan, nakaka-receive kayo sa GCash, sa your bank, no, sa Globe Rewards. So all of this, no, ay because you have entered your information in the app. Okay, so you become a data in their database. All right. So also, number 6 is poor email etiquette. Ang ibig sabihin nito, yung mga emails, wala silang klarong mga subject lines, no? That's why I am also giving tips on how, kung ano yung proper email etiquette, na? And then, yung messages, they are not that concise. Ako, I really hate reading emails that are parang novela type. Kahit sa chat, ayokong bumabasa ng mga novela. Straightforward kasi ako, no? Kasi it costs so much time kapag ganon. And then, also, yung kapag meron kang poor email etiquette, prone ka sa miscommunication, no? Inefficiency, and also poor professionalism. Ayan. Hi, Jindy! Good morning! Yan, si Pretty Jindy. Oy, congratulations! Nakabenta si husband, no? Ng yayamaning car. Okay. So, number 7 is delayed responses, which means ito yung mga email na hindi mo na-replyan on a timely manner. Okay? Ang nagiging impact nito is there is client dissatisfaction, no? Nakaka-frustrate talaga kapag hindi nare-replyan kaagad ang iyong email inquiry man yan or email complaint. And then, also, minsan, namimiss natin yung mga opportunities, no? Because of delays, no? Lalo na kung yun ay potential client inquiring for the services that you are rendering. So, kailangan, very tayo dyan, sharp tayo pagdating dyan. And then there is also, of course, reduced productivity. If you are into, kumbaga marketing, kailangan mo consider mo lahat ng mga ito. No? And number 8 is lack of follow-up, which is almost the same as delayed responses. But ito kasi, ito yung hindi na-follow up yung mga emails na kailangan ng follow-up. Kumbaga, natatabunan sila and then nakakalimutan sila eventually. No? So, ang impact naman nito is there is incomplete task, no? Tapos namimiss yung mga deadlines and then nawawalan ng tiwala ang iyong kliyente sa'yo or yung customer mo sa'yo, no? So, these things we have to take into consideration and para mas lalo nating kumbaga parang ma-improve yung ating pagiging organized, no, pagdating sa email management. And then meron akong list dito of impact and solution. Okay, so yung impact halimbawa is reduce efficiency and productivity. So ang solution natin dyan, kailangan implement ka ng structured system, which is yun nga, magkaroon ka ng structured system for email management. And then number 2 is increased stress and frustration. Kailangan magkaroon ka naman ng regular maintenance ng iyong inbox. Number 3 is decreased professionalism and reliability. So ang solution dyan, you can utilize email tools and features. No? Maraming mga email tools na pwedeng gamitin to help you cope up with your structured system. And then number 3 is yung mga negative client relationship that has developed because of this overloading of inbox, no? Kailangan mag-practice lang tayo ng good email etiquette. I-share ko siya dito ngayon, no? And then missed opportunities and deadlines, then you have to manage unsubscribe and spam, no, ng maayos. So, if you notice that sa Gmail kasi, doon sa setting, no, sa setting ng Gmail, pwede mong, merong doon, mga options, no, na doon sa site, kapag kinlik mo yung kanyang setting toggle sa taas, and then may lalabas settings kanya, all settings ka, may click mo yon, lalabas dito sa site yung mga options on how you can, parang siya na yung magdidictate ano yung maganda. So, normally, I choose compact. Kasi merong dalawang option yon, merong compact, and then, below that, meron yung mga, alin ba ang gusto mong mauna, yung mga importanteng messages ba, o yung mga unread messages. And then, you start there, and then after that, you go to the setting, again, and then dun sa, may makikita ka na filter and sorting, dun sa, mo. So, pag binuksan mo yon, then you can go through, read through it, no, and you can see that actual demo on my email management YouTube video tutorial, which is like 1.5 hour yata or 2 hours, no? You can watch that, pero i-ano mo na lang, punta ka na directly doon sa isang site where, or doon sa time lapse ng parang, ano yun, yung sa impact of common email issues. So, pwede mo na lang puntahan doon directly. And then you will see kung paano ko ginaid, no, yung mga trainees on how to create their own filtering, sorting, and then the labels. Okay. Now, in terms of organizing emails, eto siya. So, it's a step-by-step guide. First, of course, you have to access your email needs, no? You have to identify ano yung mga common categories na kailangan mo, ano yung mga types of emails that you are receiving regularly, no? Common email category, folder categories are high priority, and then clients, and then projects, and then follow-up, and then personal, and then newsletters. Okay? So, pwede yon. Pwedeng ito yung mga gamitin mong mga categories, no? And then, Second is determine priority levels, no? Kailangan ma-establish mo yung types of emails wherein there is a high priority and which can be reviewed later. Kailangan sa isang email, I shared a, kumbaga parang a flowchart wherein gaano ba katagal dapat ikaw mag-access ng isang email. At kapag ang isang email, it will take you 2 minutes, anuhin mo muna, iset aside mo muna, and then you go back to it para hindi masyadong sayang yung oras mo pag sort out lang ng mga emails. And then consider creating a high priority folder, no, for urgent matters. So ako, high priority sa akin is client onboarding kasi kapag walang client onboarding, wala kaming client. Ganun lang kadali yun. Okay? So, client onboarding, yun yung aking high priority. So, everything that involves real estate marketing task is high priority nilagay ko. And then the other tasks like SEO, mga search, market list, competitors list, negative keywords, and all these tasks na meron ako is naka-categorize sila as high priority, second, third, ganon. Okay? Kasi yung mga research ko na task, those are going to take a lot of time. Kaya nga, as a general virtual assistant, I think I am so blessed. I am blessed by the Lord na hindi ako nawawala ng trabaho. And bago pa man matapos ang isang project ko, kinukulit ko na yung aking boss na, "Sir, matatapos ko to in 2 days. Wala na akong gagawin. Do you have a project for me?" And they always come up with the project for me, I think because ayaw nila akong pakawalan. Okay. So, now, step 2 is when you are creating the folders, no? So, dito, meron akong, like I've said, dun sa aking tutorial, you will see the actual demo ng paggawa ko nito. So, once you log into your Gmail account, no, dun sa left ba yun? Left, dito. Okay. So, anyway, depende kung paano ka nakaharap, left sidebar or right sidebar, no? Merong nakalagay doon na more, okay? Tapos, dito siya sa left. Dito sa baba, okay? Meron siyang tinatawag na create new label. So, pwede ka mag-create ng label doon. Halimbawa, ipapangalan mo, clients, projects, follow-ups, no? And then, just click create. Tapos, meron ka ng mga mayroon ka ng bagong label na na-create. Kapag sinabi mong label, those are the folders. Na? And then, sa isang label, pwede ka pa rin magkaroon ng sub-label. Say, for example, clients. Ilan ng clients nyo? 100. You want to categorize them according to names? Pwede. Say, for example, yung label na client, and then meron kang client na ABC Company. And then, DEF Company, and then GHI Company. So, pwede naman gawin yon so that yung email ng particular company na yon goes to that subfolder. Okay? And then, pwede ka rin mag-create ng mga nest labels, which is optional, no? Yun nga yun, yung tinatawag kong mga sub-labels under the label that you have created. And then, you can move the emails, okay, from one folder to another. So, select mo yung mga emails na gusto mong i-organize. Click mo lang label icon dun sa taas. Okay? And then, lahat ng sinelect mo na emails will go to that label. No? Drag and drop lang naman ang ano na to, ang option na to, or yung, not option, this step is a drag and drop. Now, you can also set up automatic sorting, no? Through using the Gmail filters. So, dun sa gear icon na sinasabi ko, dito sa taas, okay, merong nakalagay dyan, see all settings. Ganyan. So, you click that, and then punta ka doon sa subfolder that is called Filters and Block Addresses tab. Okay? And then, click mo lang, create new filter, and then, mag-set ka ng criteria for the filter. Say, for example, yung mga email from a specific sender. Like, yun nga, example natin kanina, kung meron kang client label, and then meron kang iba-ibang client na gusto mo na yung email nila na pupunta lang doon sa particular subfolder nila or nest folder nila, then you can do the filters, no, and block addresses. So you can create the filter, tapos i-click mo lang apply the label, then you choose the appropriate label. Pwede rin naman kapag wala pa yung label na yon, you can create it, no, you can create the filter dun sa mismong tab na yon, na filters and block addresses. So then periodically you have to review your folders, and kasi nagbabago to from time to time, and I noticed that also kasi nga I've been dealing with so many projects. So lately ay nagkakaroon ako ng clogging up of emails, no? So ang ginawa ko, periodically I review the contents of all my folders, and kung kailangan ko mag-create ng another label or another nest label, then I do that. And then I put all my old emails which are 2 years old and above, no, sa aking archive. Or kapag hindi na siya necessary, I just delete them, no? That's how I work with my email management. Now, there are several best practices, no, for email management. One is you have to keep it simple, no? Avoid creating too many folders or labels which can complicate your system, no? And then you aim for the broad categories, kumbaga. Okay? And then you can put nest labels under that. And then you have to be consistent, no? You have to make sure that when you name your conventions or your folders, no, you have to use clear and concise names for each folders or labels, no? Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na ano siya, project lang. Kailangan meron pa rin siyang kasunod. So for example, yung sa akin, project, client onboarding, and then project, add and remove zip, and then project, pause, enable Bing. Parang ganon, no? So, just an example because that's what I always do. And then, prioritize important emails, no? Dun sa, Gmail natin, meron yung star. Okay? You can click the star and that means it's a high priority email. Okay? Hindi basta-basta siya mawawala. And then, you will know kapag kinlik mo yung star, no, doon sa side dito, di ba may primary, tapos may inbox, tapos may start. Pag kinlik mo yung start, makikita mo lahat doon yung mga may high priority na email na ikaw mismo ang naglagay. And then, also, yun nga, you have to archive all their emails. So, move them sa isang archive folder, no, para ma-declutter yung iyong inbox or yung iyong main folder. Okay. So, now example ng mga folders that you can create. Say for example, para sa isang marketing consultant, no? You can use folder clients for all client related communication, and then project folder naman for emails related to a specific marketing campaign, just like what I said, no? And then follow up folder for emails that would require, of course, a follow-up action. And then, high priority folder for urgent emails na kailangan ng immediate na attention. And then, newsletters for, kasi kung minsan na mga marketing consultants, they need newsletters then, especially if you are in the real estate, no? In America, of course, you need to know, you have definitely subscribe to a newsletter from NARPM, no? So, yung mga newsletters na yon, you can put it on the folder which is newsletter. And then, of course, yung folder for personal emails also. Okay. So, now, let's go to email etiquette. So, email etiquette kasi, it refers to the set of guidelines na and best practices for composing, sending, and responding to emails in a professional and respectful manner, no? So, ito hindi lang sa mga VA, okay? It is also for everybody who are using emails. Para sa ganon, hindi po nakaklag yung inyong mga emails or you are not sending emails to other people. So, a proper email etiquette kasi it ensures clear communication and it helps maintain professionalism and it avoids misunderstanding. So, ito yung mga key principles for email etiquette. One is use a clear and descriptive subject line. Kailangan i-ensure natin na yung ating subject line is accurately reflecting the content of your email. This will help a recipient understand the email importance. So, lagyan natin ng example. Halimbawa, kung ikaw ay nagsisend ng email that is like a company profile, so ilagay mo doon sa subject line company profile. If you are sending naman the services of the company, ilagay mo doon company services. Or if you are sending naman prices or price quotation, then you put their price quotation. Right? Now, number 2 is you start with a professional greeting. Siyempre, kasi you don't know these people. Oh, yes! Hi! Daibeng! Sigaw talaga, hindi ako marunong sumigaw eh. Bulong na lang. Yan. Yeah, my friend who is in Boston. Yan, Massachusetts. Yan, nag-e-enjoy siya doon. Oo, bibisitahin ko yan one of these days. So anyhow, so start with a professional greeting by saying dear, hello, tapos yung name. Okay? Huwag lang basta-basta dear tapos walang name. So hindi siya personalized. So para sa more casual, pwede mong sabihin hi o kaya just put the name, no? Appropriate na yon. And then number 3 is be concise and to the point. So kailangan agad-agad mong ibigay, no? Get to the main purpose of your email quickly. So, avoid unnecessary details, no? And then, keep mo yung email mo focused. That's why, when we are creating an email, we have to make sure na maiksi siya, pero nandun na yung thought, no? And then, kasi, ayaw mo naman bigyan siya ng telenovela na email. You know, the capacity of each people to read an email is a maximum of 2 minutes. Kung busy tao yan. Maximum of 2 minutes, I believe, no? And then also, use bullet points, no? Yung that na ganun, or mga numbered list. Kung meron kang mga bagay na gusto mong makita nila, you're conveying, multiple points, no? So, number 4 is use proper grammar and spelling. Of course, kailangan bago mo i-click, you have to read. No? Sabi nga nila, think before you click. Okay, think before you click. Tama. So, i-proofread mo yung email mo kung may mga typo errors or mga grammatical errors tsaka mga spelling mistake. No? Makikita mo naman yan because Gmail is equipped na kapag napansin mong may red, no, yung email, ibig sabihin may mali dun sa word. Okay? Pag English siya. Pero normally, pag Tagalog ang ini-email mo, lahat yan red kasi hindi yan ma-determine ni Gmail, no? Tapos, gamit ka ng mga complete sentences. Okay? So, gamit ka ng complete sentences and then use the proper punctuation to maintain professionalism. So, minsan, no, merong mga iba gumagamit ng 3 exclamation point na ganyan, parang galit na galit at nanggigigil, no? Yung aking husband, whenever I do the newsletter, no, na pinapagawa niya sa akin, which we are sending every month to his friends, ang dami niya mga, kung hindi 3 dot na ganyan, tapos exclamation point na, sabi ko, honey, why are you doing this? Tapos sabi niya, I want to stress up a point. No, sabi ko, in the proper email etiquette, no, or in sending people letters like that, when you use 3 exclamation point like that, it's like you're angry. No? Parang, yun yung emotion na nakikita ko. Kaya ako, pag nakakita ko ng isang exclamation point, yun yung emphasis that they want you to see that, no? So anyhow, you have to always maintain a professional tone. So, kailangan avoid mong gumamit ng mga slang, katulad ng yup, yeah, no? Tapos yung mga jargon, o yung mga overly casual na languages, mga jargons, professional people, they don't, like that, no? Especially if you are dealing with, like, you want them to see that you have a company who's a professional company. So, kailangan polite ka, courteous ka, and even if you are addressing a complaint, no, or a negative situation, yung politeness at saka courteousness, kailangan nandoon pa rin sa email. And remember, whenever we are sending emails, texts, or private message in Messenger, kailangan maging aware, maging polite pa rin tayo, maging courteous pa rin tayo, because text doesn't have a feeling, no? Walang feeling yan. So, kapag nilagyan mo yan ng tatlong exclamation point, ay, galit ito. O kaya yung all caps, ibig sabihin na paano ito? Yun, parang malaking siya, malaking question mark siya, no? Ako kasi ayoko ng mga all caps na pinapadala sa akin. All caps, parang, bakit? Galit ba? No? So, anyhow, also be mindful of your tone, no? Kailangan yung communication mo, kasi nga, written communication can easily be misinterpreted, just like what I have mentioned. Kailangan be careful with humor, sarcasm, and tone to avoid understandings. So, just like yesterday, I shared with you, no? Akala ko galit yung boss ko because I made a mistake on the first batch of generating the competitors market list, no? And then, kasi nakalagay dun sa baba, what is it that you don't see? Parang, ay, Diyos ko, nagalit. Parang, na-upset yata sa akin. So, parang, ako, tapos, tinignan ko yung way niya, kasi pinadalhan niya ako ng screenshots. Tapos, sabi ko na lang, I'm really very sorry. I'm really sorry, sir. Sabi ko ganon. I was doing it the wrong way. Kung ganon. But now, I tried doing what you did. If you can see the Google Sheet right now, is that how you want it? Sabi ko nga, is that the result that you wanted? Tapos, nag-reply back siya sa akin, no, Jenny, it's not your fault. It's my fault because I was not clear with the instruction I gave you. Sabi niya. So, at least parang it's a breath of fresh air. Ay, sabi ko, hindi siya galit sa akin. Parang gano'n. So, sometimes kasi, no, and especially, kasi ako, I'm married to an American man, so, medyo kung minsan yung words ng husband ko, kung dati kasi pag umiiyak ako kapag meron siyang nasabi sa akin, pero sa kanila pala, hindi yun yung ibig nila sabihin. So, minsan kasi, even though we speak and write as Filipinos, kahit na marunong tayong mag-English, but the conversation-wise. So, yun yung tinuturo sa akin ng husband ko, the American humor and the conversation. So, I am now adjusted to both culture. That's why when I went to America, ang dali kong makasakay sa mga jokes. Kaya nga sabi ng mga friends ni Wendell, your wife, sabi niya, she's smart. Sabi, hindi nila alam, inaral ko siya. Inaral ko yung kultura nila, inaral ko yung pagsasalita ko, inaral ko din yung, kumbaga parang, they won't find it offending pag ganito. Okay, so anyhow, going back, we have to include a clear call to action, no? Kung kailangan mo na yung pagpapadalhan mo ng email mo ay mag-reply back to you, kailangan sabihin mo ng klaro, okay? Na kung ano yung expect mo. Say for example, please get back to us before this date, no? So that they will get back to you. Ibig sabihin, you provided them a deadline, so it is necessary that they have to reply to you, especially if that's a promotional item, or like, say, for example, you are working with a project and then kailangan para ma-avail nila yung 50% off or 70% off, they have to get back to you on this deadline and they have to put the down payment on this deadline in order to close the deal. So, those are the things, no? And then, number 8 is use an appropriate sign-off. Sign-off yung respectfully yours, sincerely, best regards, or thank you, and then your name, your title, and contact information in your signature. Okay. This naman, I suggested to all the trainees that they come up with their own email signature, tapos i-add na lang nila doon sa Gmail. So, I showed them my example, kasi meron akong example ng aking email signature. I showed them how to do it in Canva, okay? And then, from Canva, you have to save it as a PNG file para hindi masyadong malaki yung file. Kasi kapag JPG file, malaki yung kinakain niyang file. Yung bite size niya, malaki. So, I told them how they have to do it. They can put their professional picture doon mismo, and then their name with their details, no? Para hindi na nila inuulit tina-type. Kasi time-consuming pa rin yun. So, then, on the settings ng iyong Gmail account, if you go down to that, it will give you the option signature. Kanya, makikita mo sa pinakababa, or not pinakababa, parang pangatlo sa baba, may nakalagay doon signature. And then all you have to do is add the PNG file that you created in Canva, okay? And then save it. And then every time and then you have to check muna pala na dun sa baba that if you want your email signature to be included in the email response mo, or every time you send an email, i-click mo yung dalawang yung dalawang options. Then that's it. Setting up one time, and then every time that you receive an email, okay, and then you have to reply to that email, or every time that you send an email, automatic yun, nasa baba na ang iyong signature. So that saves you a lot of time typing. Lalo na kung kasing bilis ka ng pagong mag-type or yung Tuldok system. No, okay lang. So, I'm just kidding. So, anyhow, so you can use an email signature which you created in Canva. Okay? Maliit lang siya, no? Huwag mo naman konsumo yung buong page ng email. Alright. So, number 9 is respect privacy and confidentiality. Kailangan maging cautious ka about sharing sensitive information. This is one of the things that is always at the back of my mind. I have to ensure that I am emailing the right person, and then I also consider encrypting confidential na content. Practice makes perfect, Maritz. No, don't worry. I can give you this merong sa isang website, meron yung parang laro lang siya, pero it's a typing test, no? It will help you use all this. Okay? Kasi ito spacebar, and then ito ASDF JKL Churcher. Okay. So, kailangan kasi maganda yung nagagamit natin silang lahat para napapractice, no? Tapos, the right posture of the hands in typing, kailangan din yon para tayo ma-avoid natin yung anumang, yung carpal tunnel na mga, kumbaga parang sakit. I call it sakit or hindi naman. So, anyhow, so, Tuldok system can be a good typing person. Ayan. Dati kasi si Bunso ko Tuldok system, and then I told him, son, that's not how you work on the keyboard. This is how you work on the keyboard. Sabi ko sa kanya, tapos sabi niya, mami, ba't ang bilis mo mag-type? Sabi ko, when I was in college, I'm one of the top person who can type 60 to 70 words per minute on a typewriter pa. Hindi pa sila electric typewriter. Yung talagang pag tinype mo siya, kailangan gigil. Meron kang gigil version ng iyong pagta-type. So, anyhow, and then also, the use of BCC, no, or your blind carbon copy for mass emails, instead of using CC, no? Kasi kapag ginamit mo yung CC, makikita nilang lahat ng mga pinagpadalhan mo, yung email ng bawat isa. So, in here, it is suggested that you use blind carbon copy or BCC. Para yung recipient mo lang, makikita niya yung kanyang email lang. The rest, hindi niya makikita. Okay? And also, this protects the other people from receiving, kasi kung mahilig kang mag-reply all, no, mahilig kang mag-reply all. So, kahit hindi para sa kanya, no, I made, actually, recently, I was making this, anong tawag doon, parang practice or test, no, and then, using both CC and BCC, and I said, o nga naman, pag palagi mong CC ang ginagamit, pag nag-reply ka dito sa isang tao na to, then it will also, be received by the other person, no? So, now, number 10 is respond promptly. So, kailangan meron kang aim or meron kang objective na kapag may na-receive kang email, within the 24 hours, you need to respond, no? But if you need more time to provide a full response to them, just send them an acknowledged receipt and then let the sender know na when they can expect a complete reply. More often, you do this when it is about a client complaint, no? Or a thing that has to be sorted out. So, but the fact that you are replying, acknowledging that you receive their email and you receive their email, that proves that you are concerned with the person. So, kailangan meron kang aim to respond in the email within 24 hours. That's why we have this email management plan, no, which is one of the output activity of our trainees, wherein they can create their own routine, no, because it's part of being good in email management. And then use reply all sparingly. Kumbaga, gamitin mo lang yung reply all kung talagang yung mga recipient needs to see your response, no? Kapag ano siya, general response siya. Say for example, is they sent mga resume on one then you can reply all to them receive, no? And then mamaya mo na i-review kung ano-ano man yon. Okay? And then avoid excessive attachment, no? So, kailangan yung attachment mo to the minimum, and yun lang yung kailangan. Okay? Ako na-practice ko to when I was working in a law firm, no? Kapag nagsasubmit kami ng mga tinatawag na pleading to court, no, sa mga korte. Kasi sa regional trial court, iba yung number of copies to provide. Sa Metropolitan Trial Court, sa Supreme Court, at saka sa Court of Appeals. So, kapag nagpa-file kami sa Court of Appeals, yung mga lawyer, this was like way back 1994 pa. Siguro yung mga iba sa inyo hindi pa pinapanganak. So, and I was a secretary in a pool of legal secretaries. So, ang favorite nilang istorbuhin na secretary sa pool kapag sila kasi we have like 11 associate lawyers, and then we have 4 senior lawyers. So, lahat yun, kapag sa Court of Appeals sila nag-file ng pleading, ang tinatawag nilang mag-organize ng kanilang pleading at mga attachment ay ako. Kasi, although hindi ako yung nagpo-photocopy, meron akong taga-photocopy, inuutusan ko lang siya, pero I make sure to it that every pleading, kasi kung minsan ganyang kakapalo, parang libro, talagang tapos iba rin naman yung magpa-punch ng So, what I normally do is I make sure that the attachments, kasi babasahin mo yung pleading You have to read the pleading and then you have to mark the attachments. Like say, kaya ako pagdating sa, halimbawa, merong mga nanghihingi ng ano ba yung letter na dapat kong gawin in terms of I have this problem. So, ako na yung magda-draft ng letter sa kanila, tapos sasabihin ko, okay, you have to provide this attachments, no? Tapos, ilalabelan ko yun ng Annex 1, Annex 2, parang lawyer talaga, no? That's why, some of my friends like, uy, gawa mo nga ako ng letter ng ganito, ganyan. Sabi ko, ano ba yung parang naging legal tuloy ako. But, anyhow, going back, so, you have to avoid excessive attachments, no? I-compress mo yung mga large files or use file sharing services, which is, file sharing services is available with Google Drive, no? So, doon, automatic naman kapag yung file mo is masyadong malaki, the attachment makikita mo will be like a Google link, no? Yun ang gagawin ni Gmail, which is good, no? Kasi kung minsan di naman natin alam kung gaano ba kalaki dapat ang file na kailangan mong i-attach, no? Sometimes less, sometimes it's more. So, Google can do the file sharing services for you. And then, number 13 is, you have to be careful with forwarding emails, no? Kasi kailangan i-ensure that the content is appropriate and relevant to the recipient. So, you have to remove irrelevant and sensitive information from original email. Say, for example, may na-receive kang email, tapos merong mga, doon, mga details na hindi naman dapat matanggap ng isang tao. You can remove those. Okay? So, pwede mo namang i-delete. Kasi kapag nag-forward ka ng email, ma-edit mo yun eh. No? Number 4 is use out-of-office reply when necessary. I think Marita used this one, no? Yung nag-set siya ng out-of-office reply, no? Halimbawa, kung dun sa oras na yon hindi pa open yung business mo, you just tell them that our offices, no? Magda-draft ka ng isang, ng isang wordings na ilalagay mo siya doon, and then you include the information on when you will return and who to contact in case you are absent, no? So, it is important, especially if you play a vital role in a company, no? An out-of-office reply is necessary. Say, for example, nag-bakasyon ka for a month or 2 weeks, no? Your clients deserve to know that you are out of your office, no? Nakabakasyon ka. And then, you have to also mention there when you are going to come back. Ayan. So, what time is it? 10:07 na, no? I think, na-share ko na lahat sa inyo. There are several software tools that you can use, no? I have it, hindi ko siya may share dito sa screen. But, this email management, YouTube, video tutorial, I have it on the link dito sa description. I think, no, dito sa description. Check ko na lang mamaya. But, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Lady Boss GBA. Pero yung 2, no, yung merong 700 plus na subscribers. So, all of the updates on my how I am going about with my VA career is nandoon, mga lessons that can help aspiring VAs, no, to work on. And also, merong isang interesting na YouTube tutorial doon na ginawa ko, which is really good. Yeah, thank you Marita for joining me right now, no? Yes, salamat, no? And there will be more tips coming in the next coming days. Pero pag Saturday, I was thinking, no, interview ko yung husband ko. Ayan. Kasi he was in America and he knows people and he was also hiring people before, so probably he can give you a heads up on how to become a VA. Syempre, bias siya kasi wife niya ako. So, stay tuned for tomorrow and hopefully this will help a lot of you, when you watch it. And again, God bless us all. I decree and declare open heavens to everybody, and may the good Lord bless you and keep you. Bye!